Hello and welcome to On Air with Odin, Gamemastering, Pathfinder, Dragonfall. We are back in Port Tinker, and it is now, after reporting to the naval commander in the naval fort, or Navy headquarters, and talking to that sweet little goblin girl and her mother about the loot that the pirates have. And basically now we're just in the market district thinking about what to do next. And I just need to put my there we go. I'll just tweet that out because I forgot. And there we go.
So we have the choice between two captains to go north.
Those are the only two options you've found currently. Yes, it's Evelyn Tides, the one who's currently docked in the naval dockyards, and the Betrayer, as he's known, but his actual name is Rigby Ramsey. And you haven't even actually talked to him, now I think about it. He was just out of character, the other guy that I kind of set up as an option.
Well, you know, with a name like the Betrayer, he's got to be completely trustworthy.
Yes.
Absolutely. I don't know, in the Muppets there was a stinky guy, a crooked Maggie, and it was a really beautiful woman. I don't know.
But yeah.
Pirates. I mean, he's called Ramsey, he must have something good.
Alright, so play the scene, I suppose. I guess you're just getting your cart away from the main busy market area and just doing circuits at the moment, just while you think on stuff.
Tom is probably sitting on top of the cart, watching the birds fly and making sketches.
And enjoying the peace of not getting bombarded by giant metal balls.
Yes, because of you clearing out the pirate lair, there is nobody shooting at the merchants who have started actually managed to making it to dock. And you've also noticed that because of that, a lot of the ships that were docked here have actually left.
Hey Gil,
And-
he doesn't like... Go ahead.
And the overall city seems to be a lot more quiet than it was, since people were basically able to leave and get back on their trade routes.
Hey Gil, it doesn't sound like Tchaikovsky anymore. Music,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I know which one you mean. I was just in the middle of explaining the sea.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tuffy would be up front. Just having the horse just keep going, and Tom's on top.
Just keep trotting, just keep trotting, just keep trotting.
Bruce is just kind of sitting next to you up the front. Because there's the main doors at the back, but then there's the doors on the front of the metal wagon that you can keep open. Just to have more air in it while you're traveling. And also so
Yeah.
that the driver can get in and out easier.
And Tuffy and Bruiser are just talking back and forth, and Tuffy's like, "Did you see I made the ship go boom?" And Bruiser's like, "Yeah, and I ripped the guy's leg off. It was tasty."
And I managed to consume multiple throats today. Oh, and then there was the couple, the pirate captain and the pirate priest girlfriend, who basically gave up the location to their lair, swore never to do it again, honest gov, and the woman also claimed to be pregnant, to the point that Navy also said, you know what, I'm not going to deal with you, just go to the human district and get a job, and I've put your name on this list that I've marked with black freaking wax, and that's you on the shit list. You don't cause any more trouble. Now bugger off. That's pretty much what happened with them. So I guess everybody else is just in the wagon. Sage Heart and Genevieve and Saphira. Okay.
Also, is Nimble Squishy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mr. Nimble Squishy's back there, and Bandit the ferret is back there, and Quoth the Raven is back there, and there's like a fox or something. I forget what all the hell I have. There's like 8 animals back there by now.
We have a zoo.
I told you multiple times, my name is Gerard. My name is Sir Foxworth.
I only ever got around to making like 3 character sheets for any of the animals, so like only like 3 of them have names.
Yeah, I mean, you could always just make a note on one of the sheets in just in the inventory if you wanted to make a name list.
Yeah.
But that's only
The horses had names at some point, and I kind of forgot them.
Horse one and horse two.
Yeah.
Okay. So the streets are definitely not quiet, but definitely quieter than they were. And what the hell are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing, tra-la-la. Sorry.
So what's Genevieve up to?
Right now, I am trying to make sure that my dog isn't barking and whatnot. So in other words, she's just there.
Speak of the dog.
Speak of the dog, and she shall bark.
Deep thoughts. Are you perhaps smoking a pipe while doing this?
No.
Okay.
Can I even smoke?
Well, with a 9, the usual deep stuff, basic philosophy, nothing exactly super deep that no one's ever thought of before.
I'm going to be periodically rolling that.
Okay. Tell them to fuck off, you're busy. Alright, well. So you're up there having deep thoughts. We're kind of just making a general circuit, just following the roads. You do end up following the main road all the way around the city, which is I guess I should move this actually, along here, over here, down this way, through the Crossman district, and you kind of grace past the sinkhole. Just huh, well, would you look at that?
Don't look.
And it is literally as described. You see people who set up the stall and, Like looks like they, from the rate it's moving, they have probably about 3 hours before their store ends up in pretty damn close to the middle.
Nothing off of that one.
No. Head down this way.
No.
You eventually just end up back in the human district.
Looks like enough distance for another roll.
That looks it, because the people who must be role playing are just
Oh!
kind of saying nothing.
Okay, Tom has gone from sketching birds to sketching diagrams.
Okay.
And writing a lot of notations on the sketches.
That's fair enough.
Ouch. That was just a perception. Nothing big.
You see the usual people around the streets, and you can clearly hear the music from the temple that you went to before as you're going by. Okay, so what's Saphira doing?
Yeah, just looking around, I suppose. Like, she only wanted to pass by here to be able to go north.
To go, oh yeah. That's why I'm waiting for people to do stuff, really.
Tom leans down to knock on the door of the wagon.
Like, she doesn't want to be rude, but like Jack said, we had to do a favor and stuff to go ahead, and I think we did it. And we can go, maybe. And go see a wizard, eventually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like during the day, the doors are, like, they've got a hook that you can use to keep them open. Like your old-fashioned wrought iron door hook. So they're, like, pinned open.
Does anyone have any toothpicks I could borrow?
I don't have teeth, so I don't think so. Anything like that. No.
Can you magic some?
I would not recommend it.
Why? What's up?
I might have an idea.
Well, I'm sure we can figure something out, even if it's just use splinters and smooth them down.
Well, you are heading back around the market district again.
Yeah, we could always get some.
Well, while people are shopping, I'm just gonna chit chat with Samuel. We don't need to roleplay it.
Okay.
I just like to keep Saphira happy. And I think Samuel likes it.
So, okay. Assuming we get the bits that Tom is requiring, he's going to fashion what looks like 2 bird wings fused together. Attaches a small lead weight to the wings about in the center and lets it fly.
I think we lost Tal.
No, I'm here.
Oh,
When we lost Cal, her
Cal.
core
Oh.
quality
Well,
stopped.
actually, she's still
Oh, there
here,
she
but
is.
she's mute.
no, it lost her for a second.
No,
I think,
she's got
'cause-
she's got the 3 dots of doom.
Yeah, because my call went funky. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Tuffy will take Tom wherever he needs to go to get whatever he needs, so.
Alright, so you head into the market district and you find someone who's got toothpicks.
Yeah, he basically manufactures something out of white paper, the toothpicks bundled up to provide structural support, and it kind of looks like, I said, 2 wings slapped together with a small lead weight in the center ish.
Okay.
And then he just lets it fly into the wind and watches it.
You threw it against the wind, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, as you throw it against the wind, the structure seems to basically, for only about a second, just go in a straight line before dropping face first. You notice that it kind of dropped when the wind slowed.
Tom hops down, picks up the device, checks it over to make sure that it's still okay, and then shifts the little weight back a little bit, and then tries again.
Okay, the more central weight on the craft, as it were, makes it seem to not nosedive, but it seems to just drift down more than just straight drop. And eventually,
smiles
a
and-
very kind of soft just dunk of the lead hitting the top of the freaking wagon.
Tom smiles and picks it back up.
Okay.
Now he leans down so he can speak to everyone in the carriage. How would you all like to fly?
Ooh, I do.
I want to fly. Quoth can fly, and he seems pretty happy.
Where is
The
the
Raven just
spikes?
kind of like squawks down.
Did I take it you're meeting not via dragon?
Eh?
Yes.
Good.
We'll need to get over the lava in the Great Divide and get over to the other side. I see no reason why we can't use it like the birds do. Although for Saphira there might be necessary something else to keep her aloft.
Mm.
You might burn the fabric of any wings that we could build you.
Ooh, I got an idea.
Yes?
Magic.
But can we afford it?
Hmm.
And can someone do it?
I don't know. I'm not the magic person. I'm the sneaky around and unlocking things person.
I'm just the electric person. Am I even a person?
You're a person to me.
Okay, thanks.
And Bruiser's a person, and Mr. Nimblesquishy's a person, and everybody's a person.
Okay.
I agree.
Tom puts his hand above Saphira's head to see if there's radiant heat above her.
It's kind of like a torch.
Yeah, there you feel heat above emanating from a crystal. Like, not very high above, but it's there.
Should be just enough.
Uh-huh.
Saphira, don't duck. And he goes to toss the little mechanical plane above her head.
I'm not sure if I can even duck.
Well, the heat coming off of her crystal is enough to make the little model glider thing just pick up a little bit. But
There, see?
it kind of needs a bit of refining, as it kind of pulls up too quickly and then kind of stalls and falls. Basically, it gets vertical and then has nothing to keep it up there and just drops.
Hey, Saphira,
But
can you make that your head be hotter? Like if you wanted?
and let's. I didn't think about that before. Um. Hmm. Um. I can generate electricity, but not make it like hotter.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hey, Odin,
Yeah.
does I'm not exactly sure about the technological makeup of this particular world, but could Tuffy float the idea of like a hot air balloon type of thing?
You'd have to find someone who makes those, or if they even exist in the area, because technology doesn't move equally across the entire realm.
Because,
Oh, we
like, Tom rigged up a little, like, glider, and then he put it over, and Tuffy saw the hot air kind of, like, buoy it up a little bit, and I figure, like, paper lanterns are probably a thing, given the level of technology. So I figured that even if they weren't, like, immediately available in this vicinity, she had, like, the enough to put two and two together that it could work.
That's more of an Eastern continent thing. And you guys are from the Dragon, remember, so therefore your outside world knowledge is pretty limited. But I guess you could try and make an intelligence roll on it.
That's what I did to come up with the hang glider. Tom spent the entire trip around the city basically coming up with the concept for a hang glider.
Hmm. Welcome back,
Now
Kel.
we're going to invent the hot air balloon. All out of necessity.
Ah! Tuffy is brilliant!
Wow.
Tuffy knows all!
Okay.
So does Tuffy invent the hot air balloon or the Zeppelin?
She gets the idea of trying to get, like, a paper... Basically make a paper lantern. That's the idea she gets. And see if that would float from, like, above a campfire or Saphira's head.
Well, it's comparable to a torch, so if you can put a torch in a lantern normally to make it float. And if it can carry 400 pounds of that as
And like Tuppy grabs like some of whatever construction materials Tom had like left over and makes like a little like balloon lantern shape and tries to float that over Saphira's head. Or a candle or whatever is nearby that could work as a heat source.
You see that it can kind of float there, but it just... there's no control of it. It just goes the where the wind takes it until it just falls off.
What we seem to be missing is a way to control ourselves in the air. But both methods are definitely valid.
Does this town have smart people?
Sorry.
Yeah, Tom's not thinking of anything right now.
Like, you know, the dragon had like wizards and universities and stuff and all, but they said they don't even have a school for kids here. Are there just no smart people in town?
maybe there's creative people like the.
Do a knowledge local if anyone has it.
I has it.
I do.
I was just going to say that, smarts are subjective.
They very much are. Book smarts and inventing smarts are two different things.
Plus, it depends on what you're inventing.
Wow.
Well, you saw some rather intriguing things when you were going through the Craftsman's District. But what's Genevieve up to?
Just really weighing their options. Considering having to deal with Evelyn if it came around to it.
Well, you don't have to be the one talking to her.
Well, I kind of do, because I told her I'd get back to her about what was going on.
You don't have to be the only one talking to her.
No, it's a fair point.
Oh, damn it. Good. Oh.
I wonder if we could somehow row the air like sailors row the sea. That would at least allow us to move in a direction that we wanted to.
But like with water, there's something to push on. But is there something to push on with air? That's another intelligence.
There technically is, but it's nowhere near as thick as water, therefore you can't get as much force behind the rowing, and the wind is... well, basically you won't be able to resist it as much as you can resist the current of a water, because of how little traction you can get on the air itself. So you'll be much more at the mercy of the winds than a boat is against the currents.
What if we used sails?
But like,
In that case, why not just buy a boat and cast a fly spell on it, or have a wizard cast a fly spell on it?
Roll a perception check.
everybody?
Anybody who wants to.
Okay.
Because some people are discussing deep and inventing, so...
I mean, find it. Just a moment.
I see nothing.
You're too busy chatting.
I see all the things, and smell all the things, and hear all the things.
You smell some really nice perfume that kind of cuts through the air of the general thrown together ragtag kind of repairs and stuff of the market district that you're going past. And looking around, Genevieve also sees this, and you just see Evelyn and her entourage probably heading back towards that inn. Because, you know, it's coming into the early afternoon.
Tuppy's like, Genevieve, there's the woman person, I think.
Genevieve saw too.
Yeah, that's her.
Do you want me to go another way?
We can, yeah.
Is there another way I can go without, like...
Well, she went past you. You went.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like, was she mean to you or something?
No, just the situation was really awkward.
Damn it. Tom is the dumb.
You start kind of getting a headache at how much thinking you're doing.
Yeah, Tom is just gonna lie down and take a break.
Because you're getting extremely very basic ideas that could work, but trying to actually figure out how to put them together kind of makes your head hurt.
Yeah. I mean, we're basically trying to invent the airship here.
Tuffy's literally trying to come up with any other option that is not get on a pirate ship and sail across a chasm.
You basically get the ideas that have already been suggested. Like, get a ship, use magic to make it fly, and go. And then hope that it flies long enough to get to the other side.
Thing is, though, is we'd still need somebody that can, well, pilot it, guide us there, that kind of thing.
Yeah, this is not my character that knows how to sail ships. Sadly.
No, this is your fluffy pet trader.
We don't need a captain to navigate, we need a navigator.
Who do you need to learn how to fly a ship?
Tuffy just kind of looks over and goes, I think I used up all my smart ideas when I had the bomb on the arrow.
It's still a stroke of brilliance.
One of the horses is like, why are we just going around and around and around? And the more serious combat trained one's like, don't question it, just keep going.
Tuffy's like, hey, unless you guys can figure out how to fly, then shush.
Magic was the only thing that the more playful one of the two says.
And there's no real mage area on the city.
That you know of.
May just have to go talk to the captain, though. I don't have any other options. And out of character, I'm not really thinking of anything right now.
Well, out of character, I've got an idea for an airship, which is basically attached to crossbars to the end, to the sides of a, I'd say, smallish, medium schooner, and then attach a Zeppelin balloon on top, made out of canvas, so that it can rise and fall, and then use the air to in a very large canvas rudder in the back to actually steer.
So you want to basically make a kite that's big enough to carry you guys, using the updraft of the Great Divide.
A kite made out of sails, a schooner, and a really big.
And then try and just let the Great Divide carry you over.
Uh-huh. Basically, we're having to invent an airship to get us further along.
Yeah, and you need to make rolls to, like, justify it, I suppose. Because you're
Yeah.
definitely not an engineer. Unfortunately, you don't have an engineering guy on you.
We're having to figure this out the Leonardo da Vinci way.
Pretty much. Alright, so... but yeah, you could also ask around for any known mage places in the city. And I guess that would be like a knowledge local roll again, to ask people about the local area.
To Arsk?
To ask,
I
yeah.
I can't be arsed to arsk.
What, you want me to say ask?
Yes.
It's ask.
That you emphasize the R too much.
There isn't an R in it, but it's
slightly
ask.
erotic, actually. There.
Just blame it on my poor hearing.
And mine too. I heard it.
Apparently, we were the only ones.
Yeah, because I didn't hear it.
That was a mage roll.
Oh, the knowledge local?
Yeah, not as good as my last one.
Oh.
But Tom comes through.
You found out that this city actually has an entire district dedicated to mages. At least we did a few thousand years ago. It's kind of the sinkhole now after an accident.
That explains a lot.
So there's no more mages.
No, just a sinkhole. At least there's none making themselves publicly known.
Aww.
Sure, there's the people who do little magic tricks, but in terms of serious magic, it's kind of gone out of style in Port Tinker. Everyone's more into their magic crafting for golems and such. Inventing and
Wait.
tinkering.
Inventing, tinkering, and golems. Where would we find someone who's willing to entertain a very crazy set of ideas?
Artificers?
Well, you're in the Craftsman's District, so you're in the right place. As for those who would actually go for a very crazy idea, I don't know. I guess you could go over to that place and talk to him, but I don't know. He always just gives me a headache when he talks.
I've already got a headache.
Then I'll maybe wait for it to go away before you try talking to that guy. And he just points over to the building that's like a couple of stories taller than all the others. Clearly built on top of the original structure, and it's various chimneys with various coloured smokes coming out of it.
Oh.
And what
let's
seems to
go
be
the
some
top.
form of like really primitive, like clock tower kind of thing.
Let's go talk to that guy. That sounds like a good idea right now.
Yay, talking!
So what does the rest of the party think about this plan?
Should be interesting. Why not?
Severa? Sage Heart?
I've got
I'm
nothing.
sorry, I got completely distracted.
Anything that could be of use is next level. So I'm just sitting here.
Okay,
What do
I
you
was
think
asking
of the
for...
plan to go ask a guy to help us?
Huh? Oh.
Go for it.
God damn, people, please pay attention to what the fuck is going on. Alright. Okay, so you head over to this really strange, rickety tower.
We go to the tower of that guy, where we will meet that guy.
Okay, so you reach the door, and, well, it just kind of looks strange, in a way.
No, we don't. Please describe it.
Wait, what? No, you don't? Okay. It doesn't... Okay. Basically, it looks like a kind of normal door, only... It looks like something's been... Not only had the handle removed on this side, but something welded over where the handle would be put in on this side. So there's a sign that says open. And it's on the outside of the door for some reason.
We'll hop off the carriage and take a look at the welded thingy.
Seems to be a bit of copper just sealed over where the handle was. I guess maybe as a security measure.
Tom will touch the copper thingy. This is probably a bad idea.
You poke the copper thingy! Nothing happens, apart from the fact that you just poked a piece of copper.
Safira's gonna get off the carriage because she wants to walk a bit. Okay.
I would like to think that Tom did that for science.
Yeah.
Okay, so a door with the copper wielded over there and an open sign.
Yeah, like a shop sign, but it's on the outside, and it's currently says open. Like the side facing you, it says open.
I'm gonna cast open close on it. It's a cantrip.
Okay.
Like the thing is open, hi, close.
The door goes click, but there seems to be something weighing it closed.
Tuffy's gonna look over and go, amateurs, and walk up and knock on the door.
You knock on the door. There is a slight clunking and whirring of mechanical gears grinding against one another, and what seems to be a mechanical arm pulls the door open from the inside.
Tom's laughing. He can't help himself. He's laughing at that.
Cool.
Hello! Tuffy pokes her head in the door.
I do believe we found the right crazy person.
As you walk in, you are greeted by a sphere of metal that has a face paint on it.
Is it a happy face?
It is a happy face.
Hi, happy face. How are you?
It seems
Tuffy
to be,
waves cutely at it.
it seems to be floating about an inch off the counter. And while it seems to have heard you, all it can really make in terms of response is kind of like a
Hello, we need to talk to the person that likes making stuff.
It opens up at the back, and like a horn comes out the back of it, and it just goes.
Hey, the cavalry's coming. All right.
And you
That
just
means more horsies.
you just kind of hear clink 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 as you see that seemingly on some form of homemade rails, this man on a chair just comes flying out from the back and just goes clink clink up against the counter. He seems to be a dwarf or a gnome. It's really weird. He's either a tall gnome or a really short dwarf. Either way, it's kind of difficult to tell.
There's something to roll for that.
Hiya, I'm Tuffy.
I'm gonna praise him.
Praise him? Okay, so I guess knowledge.
Oh, come on. It was a joke. I don't have knowledge, anything about dwarves or gnomes.
Okay, well.
I was gonna praise him like, with the appraise. Eh.
Sure, go ahead.
He's worth 5 copper.
20 plus 5.
But his brain is worth 10 silver.
He's worth his weight in gold. Unfortunately, he's only 5 ounces.
He seems to be worth his weight in crazy.
It's not a gnome, it's not a dwarf, it's a gnwarf.
He has,
It's a dome.
well, speaking of domes, he has basically completely bald on top with white kind of floofy hair just going either side out. On either side. And like a little scrag on his chin. Something that, from the looks of it, has probably been longer in the past and been burnt back multiple times. And like the rail system is very similar to the rail system for that chair in Casper.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
Oh,
It's kind of that kind of rickety rail.
Did he say anything when Tuffy introduced herself?
He's kind of looking at you, and his right eye appears to be like really huge, but it's only when he lifts up the lens that you realize why. What did you come here for?
We
We came here to see if someone could build something that has never existed, is a completely crazy idea, and in all likelihood would lead to our early demise.
we want a strange things built.
Ah. Whoa. I think I've got about 17 of them currently.
No, like a specific strange thing. We had an idea and we want to know if it'll work.
Okay, you tell me, explain what your idea is, and I will very delicately tell you why it can or cannot exist.
We would like to make a steerable ship that can fly.
And do you have any ideas as to how to make this happen?
Tom passes over his notes.
And Tuffy grabs like a pencil and like doodles something about like, you know, a lantern over fire and it floats for a bit. And she goes like, I think if you made one of these big enough and like a fire hot enough, it might float for long enough, but we don't know how to steer it. Or maybe there's like a magic or something or whatever, but we need like to fit a bunch of stuff in.
I can be the fire.
No, you're not hot enough.
Oh,
And she takes a little like paper dome and she floats it over Severa's head and it stays there for a minute and then falls.
Aww.
See, not hot enough.
He's like staring at it. Well, it only falls off because like the draft in the room pushes it off from above her head.
Well, that's for him to figure out. Tuppy just thinks it's not hot enough.
He's just kind of staring at it, staring at it, staring at it, staring at it. Drops. Staring at it, staring at it. Looking to the papers, spreading out all the papers. And then he pulls a lever and gets sprung out of his chair, impacts with a mattress on a spring that is attached to the ceiling, and then lands on a mattress in front of the counter, face first. And he kind of bounces, just sort of goes flump, gets up, like kind of
Tuppy goes, oh my god, I want to try that.
He's like kind of Undertaker, just up from face. Very interesting. Very interesting. I am thinking that this is definitely a crazy plan. Definitely a crazy plan. That is what I have to do so far. I like it. And the little paper thing, if we have, it goes in there. Sit down for me, would you? Thing, construct of some
Me?
kind. Yeah,
Saphira.
you, the blue one,
I.
Sophia. Yeah, could you sit down for me?
Okay. I try to sit down without toppling over. Because I cannot bend.
Okay, and he kind of puts it the little floaty thing on top, and he kind of just starts kind of going, like sidestepping around her, and then every time it gets close to falling off, he just goes and pushes it back towards the middle. It's like goes around. He does this for about 10 minutes before he finally just gives up on it and lets it drop.
If it drops on her head, it's gonna go whoosh.
Okay, I think I'm gonna think with a GM roll.
Yay, thinking!
I think that this could be
GM roll.
done.
Engineer.
Something like a jelly roll.
Oh, it's my gnome mind. I sometimes make sure to consult things more deeply than the cognitive. It's this thing, he says, and he just kind of puts this freaking metal thing on his head, and he sits there for a bit, kind of looks like he tunes out, and it's kind of like this, that thing that he put on his head just going
Confirm he's a gnome.
When you need a crazy invention, go to a gnome.
Okay. It's like going click click whir, and then suddenly this little hammer just goes ding on the side of the freaking thing, and he's just like, oh, why did they put that thing down there? Oh yes, I didn't think for too long. Yes. Me think that I think I do. I tell you I do. I think a lot. All the time, in fact. I think, and then I say words. Sometimes I think to think of things that aren't thinkable.
Ding dong.
But then when I think them, then they are thinkable. So there is nothing that is not thinkable.
Right.
Tom's just leaning against a wall and enjoying this.
I'm just sitting on the floor.
So, okay, so... Okay. And this... He heads over to this part of something boiling, and he scurries around for a bit, and he gets like a little raft, and he ties the four corners of this raft that he just made out of pencils, basically, just little sticks, dowel rods, I suppose. Ties it with string to the little paper lantern, and he sticks it over the boiling pot, and it kind of just slowly falls down. But you notice it kind of, the closer it gets to the heat, the slower it starts going down. Eventually it just kind of pushes back up again, and then starts falling back down. Until eventually the raft just kind of hits the boiling water, or whatever the hell it is, and just goes...
That didn't sound good.
That was the sound of progress.
Okay.
And then he runs off somewhere, and he just goes out of sight, and you hear lots of banging and crashing for a bit.
And a cat.
It's just sort of like bang, crash, meow. Oh, thank God you're letting me out.
Well then.
Same thing we do every day, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
He comes running back, and he's got this person with him. He's like, okay, you have a job to do now.
Eh?
I want you to take this, and he kind of puts his hand in the bowl, pulls what's left of the stuff out. And he's like, but I want you to make it bigger. I'm gonna work on the fire. And you, people who give me this idea to work on, you have a budget for this project?
Uh-oh.
At the moment, we have 122 platinum and 4,700 gold that we can put towards it.
But also, we think that if you charge us a little less, we will let it be known far and wide that you were the person who came up with the idea, and you will make lots of money, and people will want
Dishonesty and deception!
What?
I mean, sure, many of the technical aspects that I will be coming up with, but you are the one with the idea, the founder of this invention. But budget sounds good. What the cost of project comes to, we have to see when we have it functioning, and we shall make sure to test it. Well, my assistant will make sure to test it thoroughly before we have you something for you to try. He's like, what? He's like already started walking around gathering up bits of wood and nails, and then he just turns around like, what?
Tom very quietly hands the assistant his parachute.
Oh, how much weight does it have to carry?
About 1,000.
Eh?
Make it 3 tons.
So, pretty much an entire ship? With
At least.
crew and stocks, I mean, goods. So a fully stocked ship for travel needs to fly through the air Where? I mean, we are basing this off the updraft idea. I mean, where exactly are you? Wait. You are even crazier than I thought. Are you gonna try and take this thing and sail across the Great Divide?
We are.
Yes?
Maybe.
The different ways we answer that. Like, Tom has just accepted that the entire premise is completely insane.
And if it would fail, or there's something that would stop you as you're going across, other than the massive chasm full of molten rock? Well, if you can send me a message if this does work and you get to the other side, and I will have to start mass producing these if they work.
If they work, then we'll definitely return.
Oh, yes. Have it strong enough to survive a landing and come back. Noted. Noted.
Yeah, you might want to make that, surviving thing, like, really top priority.
Top bird.
Because I like that.
Sacrifices must be made in the name of progress, but I understand that living is also a priority for many, many people, including my assistant. Would be nice, yeah. Well, leave it to me and I shall inform you when we make some progress. I can anticipate that perhaps we may have something that can suit your needs within, well, if I have a good couple of months, then I may have something functioning for you by the end of the year.
I knew it. I mean, oh.
Difficult inventions do take time, but the faster you can get it done, the better.
You said to make survival a top priority.
I know. Unfortunately, the survival of the world is also at stake.
Come again?
Tom lifts his katana a bit to show off its rather unique hilt.
You remember how there was that dragon that one time that, like, barbecued everything and it was really bad? Yeah, if we don't get going soon, that may happen again.
Well, if that's the case, then I can make survival second priority and have it done in a few months, maybe.
As quick as possible without sacrificing too much.
I will have to consult with some friends of mine to try and aid this project.
I was just going to ask, would it go faster if those of us with an engineering skill could pitch in that respect?
Construction is not exactly a problem. We have plenty of craftsmen here in the district. It's just the science and technical aspect of how it would function and therefore define how we would have to build it. That's the problem. I suppose if you are good with thinking about incredibly insane things that might work, then yes.
It's just a thought. I don't actually have engineering myself. But I could heal anybody injured.
That'll be great when you're kind of up to your waist in the molten rock.
I can generate electricity.
Hmm?
I'm kind of a battery.
Electricity. Okay. The thing that can power those golem things with the steam engines and all of that stuff with the magical crystals with the elemental powers in them, and that could work. Excuse me, blue one, are you able to pop with your head?
I don't know.
Wait, is it powering you?
I think it's my very being.
Probably don't want to pop with that then. No matter, I can find other crystals.
Oh.
What's Kiki rolling?
That was an intelligence.
You are kind of getting where he's coming from and kind of understanding what he's saying. It's still crazy, but you kind of get the basic premise of what he's planning on doing. But the technical details are severe. I mean, severely difficult.
Tubby's gonna look around and see if there's like some wire laying around.
There
in
is.
the workshop. She's gonna grab some wire and touch it to Saphira's head.
Eep. Tickles.
Congratulations, you just welded a bit of wire to Saphira's crystal. No, it's not quite hot enough to melt it, but it's definitely just not getting... Oh wait, yeah, because it's like generates heat, but I don't think it has actual electricity running through it. That's in her belly.
Oh.
I just realized what we're kind of trying to make here. An airship from Final Fantasy IX, yeah. A balloons with freaking ship just hanging underneath it.
Just in case nobody else has, noticed that, it wouldn't need to be that big, but there is precedent. I mean, that's like for 100 passengers or some shit. We don't need that, but...
There's also the alchemical dragon, but what you could find around here is, well, currently neither. Yeah, I was aware of those, it's just that, currently we don't exactly have that. Yep, that's the one. Okay. Well.
No, what we just need, a Zeppelin, but not one that will burst into flames.
That is pretty much what you need.
Are we taking the carriages and animals along, or? Because that's gonna add weight.
Well, I thought that's why you had such a high estimate of the weight.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Well... when we finally leave. Okay, I won't click that right now, but, okay. He still says it will take some time, but, he'll also let you know how much he had to spend to make this thing exist when the time comes. It won't happen overnight, but I will go as quickly as I can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You notice that it's kind of weird, but the sun looks like it's going down. Apparently he talked you all the way to evening.
Well then.
Okay. Maybe an inn or something?
Or something, because those that need to eat in the party are starting to feel hungry.
What, and an inn have food usually?
Well, yeah. But which do you want to try and find one in the Craftsman district, or do you want to head over to the Human district, or the Fine district?
Let's go to the human district.
Is everyone fine with the Human district?
Yeah, I think that's where we found an inn last time.
Yeah. That's where you stayed the night before you went off to do your adventure.
Yep, they got food and beds. And a bucket.
In a bucket. Because somebody couldn't handle their booze. And she was pretty fluffy.
No, I isn't.
Well, we've successfully avoided having to take a ship. And more than likely, traveling by air will actually make up the time we'd have to travel by ship anyways.
Of course, it probably would have been cheaper to travel by ship.
Yeah, but
And
she
then what would we do? We'd get to the Great Chasm, and then what do we do?
I don't know. I'm not the thinky person. I'm the cute one.
And you do a good job of it.
Uh-huh.
Yay!
Well, even if we took a ship from a pirate, we still have the rift problem.
Yeah.
The Great Divide, yeah.
And we kinda need to get over that.
So we're basically turning this into a steampunk world, all in order to save it.
Well,
Hey, sometimes if you want to save a thing, you gotta smack some gears and goggles and stuff on it.
Yeah. Because,
revolution.
yeah. Because a lot of the airships and stuff that did exist were kind of lost in the Cataclysm. Because, you know, they were fighting dragons with them. And those that built them were killed in the fight.
Sometimes you just have to repeat the Magitech War.
I guess if everyone is eating and tucking in, I guess I'm gonna talk to Samuel about my team starting for airships.
Okay, so yeah, you head into the inn. In the inn.
Yep.
And you see the innkeeper there. And he's like, "Ah, welcome back to my inn. What can I do you for?"
Well, she's hungry, he's hungry, he's hungry. I'm not.
Did you want another bucket of water?
Yes?
Well, wait, it wasn't a bucket, it was a glass. But
Well,
pitcher, I mean, but I can get you a bucket.
anything of water.
After what you did to the last one, yeah, I think I'll get you a bucket. Food then, is it? Alright, I'll have to put the oven on. There's a baker's up the road if you'd rather head there, because, you know, it's only me here, so I've only got the very basic things that I can do.
Well, that depends on you guys, I don't eat.
Well, there's this nice lass who runs the bakery up the road, and she makes these savoury pastries, which are, if you think a pie, but rather than having just a crust on the thicker crust on the top.
Tom's looking a bit thoughtful. We may have to stay quite a while.
Oh,
Oh, crap. You're right.
Perhaps if we found some jobs to spend the time.
Well, there's the fact that we could find ways to accelerate the work if we worked around.
We also might need more money.
True.
Anybody got a bounty board?
I have experience as a handyman.
I never sleep.
Oh my god, I'm just imagining Tom, like, throwing nails at a wall, sticking them in
Would you?
and then just dropping a hammer on it.
Just like nail shuriken or something.
Yes, exactly.
he's like throwing nails. Like he throws the board at the wall, throws a nail at it, throws the hammer bounces back to him, and he throws it again after throwing another nail.
Juggling hammers at the wall.
Works for me.
It's like next board, nails, 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 hammer, hammer, hammer. Next board. But anyway, back on track.
Well, in that respect, I mean, I imagine that buildings damaged in town from the pirates probably need to be addressed.
Well, if you're looking for work, you want to head over to the Civic District, or the Navy headquarters. That's where a lot of the jobs that are going are advertised. Navy, of course, takes care of any bounties, stuff like that, and the Civic District has the local police, which will have their own bounties and any work needs done.
I think we've dealt with the Navy headquarters often enough.
For anybody needing an extra hand during some construction, I guess you could head over to the Craftsman District. The Market District, well, it's full of people who have come here and made their own business, so a lot of people tend to do their own bit stuff there. So they seem to not hire people very often. But yeah, I would recommend heading up the road just to head into the baker's. He does these pastries that are basically meat and potato and pepper and other stuff just wrapped up in nice thick bit of pastry. It's all about Cornish pasties, basically. If that would suit you, but I can make you something if you would rather just stay here.
Well, what do you guys think?
I'm sleepy. I blew up a ship today.
What?
Oh yes, a pirate ship was destroyed because two of our members.
Oh. Oh, okay. You scared me for a bit there. Right. Well, if you give me a gold each, and I'll let you know when that runs out in terms of board.
That works.
Though, as I said, it's just me here, and yeah, not exactly the best cook. All right, that's what I'm just trying to say. I've got the basics down, like, you know, I can cut some ham and put it on a plate. I can cook some eggs, you know, basic stuff.
I think tomorrow we should split up and look for jobs we can do to fill our time in the meantime.
Well, if you guys don't want to go to the baker's, you can tell me what you want and I can go get everything.
Well, as I said, I've got food here if you want it. I just think there are better places to have it, honestly.
Just that I thought my friends were hungry, but they're not saying anything.
I'm okay with whatever. I'm just tired.
Okay.
Let's eat here for right now.
I think my friends are fine with eggs and ham.
Alright, well, I'll be back in a bit. Yeah, just make yourself comfy and I'll bring it out.
By the time he gets back, with the food, Tuffy has just like strung a hammock up in a corner of the room and is just laying there.
He's like, ahoy! Rooms are upstairs if you want to sleep. Don't go slinging up in here.
I'm not sleeping. This is my eating hammock.
Oh. Okay. Well, just remember to take it down.
Okay.
He comes back and he's got this bowl just full of boiled eggs. And the plate, it's got a bunch of ham on it, some bread. He's got like just some lettuce. And he's got some carrots that seem to have been chopped up, slathered in honey and just thrown in the oven for a bit.
Oh man, that sounds good. Theoretically.
And he just put it on this one big plate and put it in the middle of this table and got a bunch of smaller plates. And he goes, well, it's not much, but it's the basics that gets me through each day. When I don't fancy splashing out on a bit more.
Yeah, Tuffy's gonna eat, feed the animals and stuff.
Oh, and as I was saying, you know, just if you fancy something a bit better, then swing by the bakery up the road and just you know, if you want to, just tell her that Frank sent you. And
Thank you very much, Frank.
oh, you're welcome. Oh, got customers coming in. I better see to their drinks. And you see that it's getting towards where some of the local population are just coming in for a few drinks.
Sage Heart, do you think that you would want to set up a small medical clinic while we wait?
Sounds good to me.
Alright, that's one plan. Genevieve, what about you?
I don't know. I mean, I can help her out with that. You know, in case there's some things that she is unable to handle. Alternately, I was also considering the possibility of any type of bounties or anything, but we don't really want to deal with the naval office, do we?
No.
Okie dokie.
Well, there was also
I'll
the
try.
civic bounties. So,
I'll try handyman jobs around town. If not, I can probably get a job as a janitor somewhere. That should allow me plenty of freedom of movement. Duffy, I'm pretty sure you can put on your own circus at this point.
Ooh, a circus.
well, you do have the city map, and you do see that there's that green patch in the civic district, which I'm sure might be a suitable place to set up such a thing. In terms of like a 3D aspect, think of the park in Gabriel Knight, the first one, but just a lot bigger. Like how it's split up into basically 4 sections of a circle with a statue in the middle of it.
Well, I got all night to think about what I'm gonna do.
If nothing else, Saphira, you can explore the city.
True, but exploring doesn't bring a lot of money.
You know how much I got paid per day when I was a janitor?
Well, I guess I'm gonna help around then.
I got paid 3 copper a day for janitorial work.
Which is pretty reasonable by the employment payment rate of the dragon. I'm sure if he thought about it, he probably would have got hazard pay for what happened at the park.
I think he got screwed out of that paycheck.
You called or decided just to, you know, defend the wizard friend and end up jumping out of the dragon.
Yeah.
I just realised the whole reason you got into this mess in the first place is left the game.
Yep.
But he's with someone that the party trusts, so
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
got someone
he is.
keeping an eye on him.
Yeah, it's just, I just thought of that and it's kind of funny. Your party only ended up on the surface because of that wizard.
But now we have a mission that...
Yeah, you're already on a mission which you all need to work to get towards. It's just the starting flare, as it were, is doing other things.
I know I could help with
Unlimited.
Joe.
Ben, I think you cut out.
Okay, in the interest of getting on with it, can we perhaps time-lapse forward and do a montage of what we're doing during this time?
Not really. Because you're, woken up in the middle of the night.
Ow.
In the middle of the night.
By an extremely large explosion.
Oh.
That was not one of mine.
Well, I'm already awake, so I go, what the creepity.
With the crippity crap.
Yep.
Tom's up and down on the commons room pretty quickly, dressed and ready.
Tommy's like, what? Huh? I didn't do it.
The explosion is so
Must
great that
be.
not only does it seem like daytime for a few seconds, but you actually feel the shockwave of it actually kind of shake the building.
What happened?
I'm gonna do an intelligence check to see if I can guess who did it, because I have an inkling.
You can perception check to see where the origin of it all is.
That's even better. Perception 9.
Really?
Well, I bombed.
Ha! Ha ha ha! Bombed.
Really?
Leave it to the professionals, people.
Obviously.
I'm the professional. I'm the roguey type person.
I think there's 3 people who heard where it came from.
Yeah.
And
It's
the rogues didn't see shit.
Kiki, like, yeah, sure, she heard it, but it kind of hurt her ears because of how loud it was. Which kind of disorientated her.
Tom was unfortunately looking directly at the blast.
Suddenly you're blind. Okay, no. Actually, Tom slept through it. No. That's what now mortgage.
He's blind and sleeping.
It's just like,
I prefer to think of him as temporarily blind at the moment.
yeah, he's just... You kind of get disoriented by the blast, and therefore it just takes you a bit longer to get ready and head downstairs, which basically makes it by that time, Saphira, Genevieve, and Sageheart are pretty much already outside looking in the direction of where it came from, which is not hard to miss because of the rather large mushroom cloud.
War never changes.
That also, the cloud also seems to be flickering, as quite a bit of fire beneath it is kind of illuminating it. It seems to be coming from the fine shops and wealthy residential district.
Oh. And what's wrong then?
Huh.
So not the area that we were probably thinking of. Okay, so we should probably go check that out then. That's not normal.
And you cut out again.
The Craftsman's District did not explode.
No.
Weird.
No, it didn't. Roll actually, once you get outside, Tuffy and Tom, roll a second perception check. The rest of you already see this.
Now we can see.
Oh, look, explosion!
You all see it as the cloud seems to spread in a rather specific way.
Oh, no.
And it looks like a pair of spreading wings.
Oh, that is good.
As
No, bad.
the mushroom cloud itself seems to be pulling back down towards the ground. And it seems to be forming what appears to be a dragon
Ah, jeez.
from the smoke itself.
What color?
As
How
in
big?
animated smoke dragon.
Oh, never mind.
And it's a, well, let's just say it would actually fill one of these 5-foot squares on the map current scale.
That's
Oh, dear
not
me.
good.
Well, damn.
Well, looks like we have something to do.
You see a lot of people out of their houses just looking at what's going on in terror. What do you do? And I guess I should get some...
Get the carriage. We're going to the Craftsman's District.
This'll do.
Okay. Tuffy goes and runs and gets the carriage and stuff and comes back as fast as she can.
Roll handle animal because the horses are freaking out.
Horses are freaking out. No, that's the wrong button. Okay, that's the right button.
Made it anyways.
Yay.
You're just a bit shaken from being blind earlier. So you got
Just a
some
little
stars.
unsteady on his feet.
I wonder if Saphira knows anything about the smoke dragon. It's kind of her thing.
Do you have a knowledge arcana or something?
Yep.
Then maybe roll that.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta be right back. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just stepping it in advance.
Nice. You're in the wrong game.
Or maybe the right one, I don't know.
Smoke dragon, not mist dragon, but okay.
It was a it's a smoke.
Knowledge Arcana, yes. This creature is actually something summoned. Kind of, well, I don't want to say a spell, but there are magical devices in way of basically magical explosives that can summon this thing to basically cause panic and do damage to a large area.
Any idea if it can move?
It can move. It is, it tends to stick to the area in which it was summoned because of, well, usually there is someone who summoned it to keep it in the designated area. But you also know that usually Draco, Fumo, Suffoco are usually small creatures.
Okay, guys, good news. It's a sort of summon from a magic device and usually don't move much. Bad news, this thing is a lot bigger than it's supposed to be.
Because the creature that these things are basically based off are usually like rather neutral creatures, but this magic seems to be a twisted form of the usually marsh-dwelling creatures.
Swamp dragons.
And usually they're not entirely... Okay, usually your common smoke dragon is a creature that's about 3 foot long, with greyish underbelly, black scales, and its feet are tipped with smoke grey talons. And it has red tinged wings and blue grey eyes. And small undercurved horns that protrude from their head in a serpentine-like tail that rise with a plume of smoke. They're not usually made entirely of smoke. So this is definitely some form of twisted version. Almost like an elemental.
Oh boy.
Fortunately, the most direct route back to where we were takes us right through that area. Because we would have to go from here to here, turn right,
Do the hokey pokey.
go all the way to here, turn left, turn right here, and then right here, and then we'd be back to where we were.
Ah, actually, this actually makes looks like it might be make more sense. That is what you assume what you're seeing from your roll. But to give a bit more detail to this smoky form, there are some dull red eyes and what appear to be grasping claws and leathery wings from this otherwise smoke form. So, did you roll your handle animal? You did, 24. Nice.
Yep.
You managed to calm the horses and get the cart. And they seem calm enough to take you guys to the... over there. How close are you going to get before you jump off? Because as you approach like this crossroads to head towards it, you notice that basically the entire region is covered in smoke.
Yeah, so, click on the map where it is again.
Like, you see this entire darkened area of this region?
Okay,
Like, you can see the kind of darker shade on the map itself?
alright.
That's basically like a magical fog cloud that's not being moved by the wind, but it's smoke instead of fog.
Okie dokie. Yeah, I'm gonna stop outside of that.
Okay, so I guess about there. Oh, sorry.
Okay, anyways, sorry about that. I got booted for a minute.
That's okay. Is everyone here, or is like did other people get booted?
I'm here.
He's still here.
Smoke.
Here.
Cool. So you stopped
Yeah.
up.
Tom is,
Mhm.
Tom is on top of the carriage with his sword drawn.
Okay. Inside the unnaturally thick smoke, you can hear screaming and fighting. Both the clash of blades and what sounds like the slashing and biting of beasts.
Oh dear me.
Tuffy's gonna call out to her warhorse and she's gonna say, "You wanna fight?"
I think we need a peacekeeper there.
I will fight if you need me.
Tuffy's like, "Great," and unhooks him and climbs on the back and calls to Bruiser to come run next to him. Because Tuffy thinks she might need more speed than she usually needs in one of these situations.
Okay.
Good thing Tom has his ninja mask up. That'll help with the smoke.
Does anybody else have anything against the smoke?
No, but I'm sure I can improvise something.
I certainly don't.
Yeah, I don't, but again, probably improvising with something if need be.
Tom
Smoke
will
is
shout
in.
down. Tom will shout down. Wrap a piece of cloth around your faces and go.
Tuffy's gonna get a bright idea, and
Mhm.
she's gonna like grab a handkerchief and like pour water out of a canteen onto it, and then wrap that around her face.
Okay.
Well, Saphira's gonna have to stuff it. Yeah, boy.
Does Saphira even breathe?
Yes.
Oh, how about that?
But it's not really breathing, it's more like hair conduits, cooling stuff. But it counts as breathing.
Mhm. Okay, so you guys like dismount and head into the fog.
Except for Tuffy, who's mounted and
Yeah.
heading into the fog.
Okay, everyone, when you head in, roll a fortitude save.
Okie dokie.
Wow.
That's my bad one.
Especially awesome dismount.
Genevieve steals herself and
Yeah.
is perfectly fine in the fog. Alright, Tal, your sheet's probably a couple of
Yay!
levels behind. At least the one I have is.
That's
What?
the last time we updated it because I'm horrible about that.
Yeah. Okay, so... Sagechar gets in there and is finding it difficult to breathe. Or really... But basically she starts to cough. Tom, he's alright because of his mask for a little bit, but it does start to seep through and he too starts to not breathe so good. Everyone else is perfectly fine.
I got a crazy for it to do.
I'm gonna stay on the edges, you haul out people, and I'll trade them for smoke inhalation.
Oh, so you're like
Oh man,
stepping out the
this
edge?
smoke should totally give a bonus to stealth.
Oh, it does. And minuses to perception.
Time for the ferret and the ninja to vanish.
Tuffy's also on a horse.
How about a horse?
Do do. Do 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 do.
Riding into battle, roll your perception checks.
Yeah. 2, 2, 2. Do you hear
All
me?
of us are just...
All of you, yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
It's just for those going in, right?
Yeah, because you're staying on the edge to set up a makeshift, like, meta camp.
Wow. Saphira not affected by the fog.
Not today.
Apparently, she has heat vision.
Hey.
Terminator vision can see through the smoke and fog.
Actually, Saphira's perception seems to change because she doesn't technically have eyes. So she has a good sense of what's around her. At least I remember correctly, she has like blind sense or something. Or
I'm
is...
gonna check real quick, but let's see. It doesn't say anything about blind sense. It's just that
You rolled a nat 20 and something in your, what you can only perceive as what a human would call your memories seems to come into play. And you adopt the smoke vision trait that most dragons would have and are able to see more clearly in the fog. I mean the smoke.
for today.
For today. Genevieve is just like, you know, eyes and ears open, as is Tuffy and Tom. And you're hearing the sounds of battle and anybody coughing and trying to get help, so you can use that to guide your way in there. And you also hear in which direction the growling of the huge beast that seems to have caused this plume of smoke is what you can guess is the direction he's in. So you have
Tuffy, like, all of a sudden goes stupid, and then, like, turns around and rides back up to the alchemist, and she's like, put whatever bombs you have in this bag right now.
please. Yeah, no.
No, it's an emergency. She doesn't need it, please.
Stealth to look for the person in charge of this. Okay.
So it's an 18 to stealth.
Yeah.
Especially since Tom tends to wear dark-colored clothing. I wonder why.
Okay, so that and these guys as well. Oh.
Hmm?
Make your own perception checks. Against... Well, here we go. Rolling... You hear chuckling, but then silence. You get the feeling someone spotted you.
Key point, going.
You can cut out again.
I think that
Key point.
going
Key
invisible.
point, going invis.
This, especially with the smoke, this is a really good time to remind you that, one of Tuffy's special abilities is to be able to detect enemies within 30 feet based on scent alone.
Yeah, but that's smoke in your nose. I mean, I know that is the case, but it's still hampered by the smoke because it's smoke in your nose, you know. I guess it would still allow you to navigate when they're very close to you. I think it's just the range would be hampered by the smoke. Yeah, that sounds actually better. Like, it's still effective, it's just not as effective as when the air is clear. Okay.
Can I still perform stealth while on a horse?
You take a penalty, but sure, if you want to try.
What's the penalty?
Minus horse. 4. I'll say minus 4.
Okay.
Minus horse. Don't you just love stealthy characters?
And stealthy horses.
A stealthy war horse.
Make perception check.
Me?
Yep.
Okay, doggy.
Ooh, the 20s.
Okay. Tom and Kiki can both see well, not see, but can hear that there are some form of cultists approaching. Like, having already spotted you despite your stealth, they are approaching with blades drawn, but you are aware enough to know they're coming.
Oh, Tom's gonna get into an ambush position because they can't see him.
Tuffy figures out there's also something after her, after Tom disappeared, but it's extremely close to her when she realizes that that patch of smoke about 5 foot from her face has some dull, glowing red eyes looking right at her.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot it.
Alright, roll.
Alright. That's a, Sorry, I always forget my mods. Okay, alright. I got it now.
You think the smoke is your ally, but you've merely adopted the smoke.
Shut up.
Okay,
Yeah, my one crappy roll.
you just hit smoke. And Genevieve rolled high enough to be aware that there is battle going on. Basically, those, as did Saphira, but there's also civilians in need of medical attention. There is some clashing of blades going on of other people fighting, and though it is clear that the stealth, while good, had failed, and so a lot of the combat, a lot of the assailants have shifted their focus to your party.
Ooh, dearie me.
Oh. I am a doof.
That's not new.
Hooray for being a doof!
I have been accidentally using the wrong mod for, like, God knows how long now.
Well, everyone roll your initiative.
My... Yeah, my, my attack modifier is higher than
Oh,
I thought it was.
okay.
15. Yay.
I am a doof. Alright,
That's
change that on my sheet so I don't do that again. And all the initiative.
God, give me some. Jeez.
Nope, she took it all already.
Yeah, well, she's the one who's gonna end up twitchy later. Okay, so also gonna add all of you.
And Bruiser can go away.
Oh, yeah.
No, I put it in and I hit the enter and it went away. Why did it go
So
away?
did I.
There it goes.
There it goes.
Has everyone got theirs in?
Nope.
No, Saphira and Genevieve need to put in their initiative.
I thought I put it in.
It still
Nope.
says 0 on my end.
Yes.
Curses!
There. Take
That's a beautiful number.
Alright. Tuffy, you seem to have diverted the creature's attention or intentions for just long enough to be able to make another attack. By the way, Tuffy is the only one currently aware of the smoke creature.
Okay. And,
Or at least its location.
alright. I don't have any knowledge that would help, I don't think.
Planes.
No. I've only got dungeoneering and local. I need more knowledges.
I guess local for humanoids?
It's a humanoid?
No, for the robed figures around you. Cultists. I've already said cultists, so yeah. They are wearing red robes with what appears to be a dragon's eye on them.
Okay.
You recognize it enough to be very, very similar to the posters that were on the dragon. Of how the dragon's awake. That's pretty much it.
Okay. That's not fun.
You can tell they're humanoid as well, I guess.
I'm gonna try to shoot the thing closest to me with another arrow.
The smoke creature.
Yes. Okay. With the correct modifier this time.
And you hit
Oh, that's the wrong thing. Ignore that. I hit the wrong number. Because, again, oof. There you go. 9 damage.
9 damage. Alright. Okay, can I... Oh wait, I can just use a notepad and keep track of it.
Is Bruiser near enough to hit anything?
Bruiser needs to make his own perception roll. With assisted
Okay.
from your directions. So, like a +2 on top of whatever his normal perception roll is.
Okay. So...
And you did 9 damage, so yep. And, oh, yep, he sees it.
Okay, so he can reach something and go chompy chomp?
He would have to move close enough.
Well, he's got like a 40 move.
Okay, so he's going to run straight in there at him?
Sure.
Okay. The creature takes an attack of opportunity against him because of reach.
Okie dokie. Go ahead.
Okay, will do. Where'd it go? There it is. You see what appears to be a claw form from the smoke and take a swipe at Bruiser as he tries to come towards him. $24.
That exactly matches.
Then that's a hit. The unknown creature does 5 damage.
Okie dokie. Crap. Math.
Was I supposed to walk to a new map or?
No.
No.
That's
I
gonna
just
make
moved Bruiser over because I have to enter the hit points, and I couldn't do it when they were stacked on top of each other.
Oh, it's gonna make it.
Okay, well, can Bruiser attack now?
Yep.
Does an 18 hit?
Okay, it does not.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately it does not. Okay, so... people in combat currently, there is 4 people in the combat, and Sage Heart trying to keep out of it and heal people.
Right.
Alright, cool! Battle time! Tom.
As soon as one of the cultists passes his position, he'll step in behind them and take a slash at their neck.
When they move close enough, you notice they seem to be moving in groups of 4.
That's neat. He's still attacking the closest one.
Alright, roll your attack.
And this should automatically count as sneak attacks unless
Yeah, it is.
the person's facing him.
No, you were invisible.
Sneak attack doesn't add anything to the roll, if I remember correctly.
No, just damage.
Yeah. Fuck.
That hits.
Nice. Okay.
You catch this man flat-footed as he runs past you towards the others.
8 plus 3d6 plus 4. Okay. Explosion.
Die explosion!
Yeah, that should be enough to take a head off.
So wait, it's, okay, so Tom, Tuffy, Genevieve, Saphira.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure I keep track of you all.
Yep. Now just react to my name.
Okay. Okay. Oh my god. The guy just drops as you just outright decapitate him. Roll a stealth roll.
Okay. Stealth. Let me look it up. 14. Because that breaks into his. Ah!
Okay. The other 3 of the group don't seem to have noticed you. Which that means that you can still freely take your move action.
I'm actually going to use the move action to perception on the guy's head that he just chopped off. See if he recognizes the asshole.
Okay.
I'm going to, yeah, perception.
No, you just recognize that it seems to be some form of elven person with rather standard elven features. Although one of his eyes seems to have been burnt. And he's currently dead, so he's not exactly looking pleased.
Considering the only elvish people I've ever really met are in the party, or used to be part of the party.
Yeah, you don't recognize him.
Yeah.
I just thought it'd be a bit more interesting to give some description and just be like, nope. Everyone, nope. Okay, so moving on to Saphira. You have a group
Hello.
of 4 cultists bearing down on you. What do you do?
Storm step.
Storm Step.
Yes.
That's a swift action, isn't that one? Oh, no. Swift. That's your spell that makes you
One
turn
standard
into lightning.
action targets you close range, instantaneous, and you must either have a line of sight to your destination or you must specify direction. Basically, through the fuckers. Creatures and objects in the path take 1d8 per 2 levels.
Is it a line, or is it like a straight?
It's a line.
Okay.
It's like zoom.
So you probably, if it's just the 5-foot line, then it would be like 2 of them you would hit going in a straight line.
Yep.
And then you can make a
choose
reflex save.
It's a successful reflex save half.
Okay.
So they have no choice but to get some damage.
That
So
guy
when
and
you
that
roll it,
guy. What's the DC?
It's level 3, so the DC is 18.
So one of them makes it.
Shit. Well, I'm gonna roll the damage at least.
Well, yeah, because you still take damage.
8. Zip.
Okay, so 7 damage to that one, and 15 to that guy. One of them gets hit, like the first guy you hit takes the brunt of the damage, and then the guy behind him kind of just about manages to get out of the way, but you like catch his leg, and he basically does a flip and lands face down on the floor. The first guy is barely alive, like you hit him so hard that he's stuck in, like he's stunned from it. And very bloodied. Like extremely bloodied. As in, holy shit, how did he just survive that kind of bloodied?
It is gonna be my turn. Gonna mess more with them later.
Okay, smoke creature. The claws and the eyes seem to disappear a moment. Tuffy, roll fortitude.
Not so good.
Suddenly, your next breath is extremely painful, as what feels like a claw solidifies inside of you and starts clawing at the inside of your lungs. You take 9 damage.
That's less than optimal. Crap, math again.
You can just click on your token and then do -9 in the things that pop up, because that automatically does it for you.
Ah.
Convenience.
Yeah, I'll spread out your tokens so you can keep track of
Wait,
health and
that's
that.
not. Wait. Or enter a modification. That didn't work.
Oh no, you don't put 47 -9. You would just put -9, hit enter. Take away from
Oh,
the current
okay.
total. Yeah.
Hey, that's easy. I like that.
Okay. The cultists. They're going to roll perception for Tom. Those that are left. so make another stealth roll, I suppose.
He's gone to lay down.
Oh,
His stealth is plus 14, he says.
okay.
Yeah, he put all his relevant stats and his plan into Skype for you.
Okay, so he got a 19. None of the cultists see him and just start searching the area for him. That is their turn. Okay. It's while you're battling with the pain in your lungs that some cultists actually approach Tuffy as well. Though two of them end up on Bruiser and try to attack with their short swords. They all seem to be wearing some strange robes that I've already mentioned. Okay, so these two attacks are on Bruiser.
Nope. Nada.
And these two are against Tuffy.
Yep.
The 23? Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Six damage. And make a ride check, I just remembered.
Okay.
Because you are mounted.
Okay. Okay. Alright.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Doesn't your horse attack as well? Or is he just not panic in combat?
Hmm.
Either way,
Not a great ride check.
you fall off the horse.
Okay.
Roll reflex to not land awful. I guess acrobatics. Acrobatics or reflex, whichever's higher.
Okay. It's just reflex.
You land on your feet and don't hurt yourself. The horse is now between you and the cultist that attacked you.
Okay.
On to Genevieve. By the way, what's Genevieve been doing this entire time? Has she been going towards the sounds of combat, or has she been trying to find some of the people who are like coughing and...
Was gonna go towards combat.
Okay, you head towards combat.
If she does a perception, she may have just heard the horse go freak out.
True, make a perception roll. But it also depends. Are you going again towards the recently started combat, or the sounds of combat that was there when you first entered the smoke?
I don't know. I rolled a perception and I thought it was good, so I thought,
Yeah.
no, it's screwed. I'll just roll it again.
Okay, you do hear the horse as Tuffy falls off but lands on her feet. So, you know, do you want to keep going back towards the combat that you heard at first, or are you diverting your attention?
I'll briefly divert my attention and see what's going on over there.
Okay, you start heading towards Tuffy, and you are met by combat as your own set of 4 cultists start trying to come into view. And they start attacking you. What's your current AC?
My current AC is... Where's my cursor here? There it is. It is 22.
Oh, that one hits.
Okay, how badly did it hit?
No, not exclamation mark. You 4 damage. Damn you, Shift, for being delayed.
Actually, the bigger question is how pissed off am I gonna be?
You took 3 damage. Oh, that guy gets a crit threat against you. He does not confirm, but he still hits you for another d6 plus 1. Not exclamation mark, thank you. 7 damage. The other 2 seem to be ready in crossbows. And basically those 2 were also delayed in seeing you.
Where the hell is my token? There it is. This takes me down to, what, 49?
Yeah, you've taken a total of 11 damage so far.
Oops. There we go. Okay.
Getting to Saphira, the 2 that you basically shocked with the spell are a bit stunned to act right now, and so the other 2 of that group come at you, and they try to hit you with short swords. Oh, damn it, that's d6 plus 5, not fucking d... I didn't hit up enough. So that doesn't... yeah, that wouldn't even hit you. The 20 I
That
think
would
hits you, so yeah.
Yeah.
The d6 plus 1. 3.
3 damage.
Yes.
Think. Ow. That
That's
hurts.
not very nice.
Someone's getting a shocking grasp on the next turn.
Car battery, right to the nuts. Okay.
Don't feel sorry for that guy.
In the darkness, you hear combat going on.
Does not surprise me.
Me?
You hear clashing of blades and what sounds like some fancy footwork. And you even hear this, what sounds like a blade clattering to the ground.
I'm hearing kids out there already.
Holy crap.
Already? Like, school's barely over.
Well, do you have the same hour?
No, I thought she was, like, on California time.
No, I'm on U.S. Central, and
Oh.
I'm not entirely sure if the torchlight was left on, and tonight and tomorrow night is trick-or-treating in my area.
Basically for her, it's a little after dinner.
Well, yeah, she's an hour behind me.
Yeah.
I'm 2 hours ahead of you, aren't I?
No?
Or I thought you were
Is
in
it-
California.
No, it's Ben and them that are California, I suppose. I know some of us are in California, and I'm in Georgia, and you're Central.
I just know that after this battle we should stop because Halloween.
You hear a retort in this battle, and you hear flesh being cut and a body hitting the floor with
Dear.
a loud ah. Sageheart,
Yes.
what are you going to do? Are you...
I am tending those who have managed to get out of the smoke for smoke inhalation.
Okay. Are you gonna yell out or something, or set something up as kind of a signal for people in the smoke to head towards?
Yeah, probably yell out for a bit, and as soon as I get any assistance or someone who has been successfully treated for smoke inhalation, I'll have them do the calling out or ring a bell or something to help guide people out.
Ring a bell. Okay. I'm going to do, I guess, a luck roll on how well people hear you. 30. A couple of, like, you get, like, 5 or 6 people who make their way out of the smoke. And you actually manage to catch the attention of somebody in the market district who's was up to this point just kind of watching in terror and awe. And he runs up to the fire bell and starts ringing it like the freaking end of the world. Yeah, just that hanging bell from some wood with a clacker in it on a rope.
Right.
He's just going ding 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 ding.
Yeah, whatever works. You know?
Yeah. So one of the best results.
Organize rescue relief here.
All right, so roll your heal check for the patients you are treating. Whoa! Nailing it for
I'm good at what I do.
nat 20 the heal check for what, the second time in the campaign where it's been really necessary? Yeah. You start basically setting up your little laboratory from your alchemy kit and start treating people like there's no tomorrow. And
Probably even delivering a baby or two on the way. One never knows.
and those babies get up and they start grabbing fans and fighting back the smoke. Okay, so yes, everybody who actually gets to you is treated, and noticing your example, as it were, some of the local chemists start offering aid to your efforts because you're just awe-inspiring as a healer right now. You're like Mother Teresa or something. Alright. Moving on to Genevieve.
Aye.
You have 2 of them in melee range, 2 of them readying crossbows.
It's a free action. I look at them and say, that wasn't very nice. And now I'm going to power attack the nearest one.
Okay. You hit. And isn't that a crit threat and a longsword? Yeah.
Let's see. That's attack damage. Oh.
That against the cultists confirms.
Oh. Wait, what? That's not right at all. Because what does it say for power attack damage when I roll it? Yeah, that D8 is wrong.
Well, I see above it D8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1 times 2.
Yeah, that was just for regular damage.
Ah.
But for some reason, when I rolled attack damage crit, that was the wrong. I need to fix that.
Well, no, I see above the just the 1 D8. There is one above it that has everything.
Yeah, and I just rolled that. That was the power attack damage on its own.
Oh, that stacks with the crit there, so that would be a 14 added on top of the 26.
I thought the 26 was my crit confirmation.
No, that's a D8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1 times 2. That's a crit damage roll.
Oh, I see what happened. Okay. I guess it rolled the D8 on its own as well.
So is that the proper damage, the 26?
Yeah, that's the proper one. Sorry about that. I just saw the D8 and it's like, wait, what?
Eh.
You swing with such a mighty swing that you kill the first guy, and I want you to make another attack against the guy next to him to see if this excess damage confers in a cleave-like manner.
Okay.
Yeah, you do hit him, and he will take half of the excess damage because of just how much you killed that guy. And also just so that we can hurry the battle up and
Yeah.
get to trick-or-treating and stuff.
Yeah. Because they're too early.
Okay.
Besides,
Toffee's turn!
Okay. I'm gonna try to hit the thing again. I did not hit the thing again.
Bruiser trying to hit the thing.
Bruiser is gonna try to hit a thing.
If he's trying to hit a cultist, he hit a cultist. If he's trying to attack the smoke thing you inhaled, well, you inhaled it.
Whatever was nearest to him is what he would try to hit.
The
I think he
cultist.
tried
You
to
hit the
us
cultist.
cultist last time, so.
Yeah.
Ah, what the hell? No. No.
Roll lay damage.
Yeah, I'm trying to, and I keep hitting all the wrong buttons. There, 7 damage.
Nice. Okay.
Wait, as a move action, can Tuffy try to mount the horse again?
Sure, make a ride check.
Okay. Ride or like acrobatics to remount?
Ride.
Okay.
Getting on and off a horse's mount is riding.
Okay. Alright.
That's so not fair. The dice is stopped, like,
Yeah, it was
on the
like
edge.
stopped in the middle, but it, like, in the text box, it registered the 3 and not the 19.
You managed to get on, but you're not sitting comfortably.
Okay.
You are unsteady. Tom, his attack is...
Alright, I'll be right back.
D20 plus 9 to try and hit a dude. He hits. D8 plus 4 plus 3d6. Pardon me. He slashes through another one. And he's gonna roll stealth again because smoke. Unless one of these guys crits, then he's not being seen. Nope. Okay, so yeah, Tom decapitates another one and still hasn't been seen.
Yeah.
Zephyr's turn.
Is the guy who poked me still alive?
Yes.
He's getting a shocking grass in the face. Touch attack.
Okay, so just roll an attack, I guess.
Yep. D20 plus 4 because that's my melee. I'm gonna touch him.
Aww. Yeah, that misses.
That's a whiff.
But doesn't it stay charged in your hand until you actually touch something?
It depends on the game master.
I'm gonna say yes, because it's like a battery or a charge that's not, well, it's not discharged yet.
Yeah. It's just that it doesn't really say in the rules, so it's up to the GM.
Yeah, your spell is prepared in your hand, and you're just like,
Yep.
missed. Okay, I'll try again.
It's gonna stay there.
Until it touches something, and then it'd be like, boom, of it going off. Smoke creature. Tuffy, make that fortitude save again.
Hmm?
Tuffy?
I think she went AFK again.
Oh, I didn't hear her say that she was doing that. I guess just gotta wait for her to come back. What was her last fortitude save? It was like +4 or something. Where are you? Core quality's dropped a little bit.
I don't know who's hosting, so.
Just looking for that damage I rolled. Okay, so yeah, it's +4.
I don't know if that knock was at my door or what.
You should check real quick. It's not your turn.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be right back.
Toffee manages to basically cough so forcefully that it expels the smoke creature. And
Hooray!
oh, okay, you're back. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, how quickly can we do this? Because I'm being asked about dinner, and the dinner place closes in like 30 minutes.
We can pause it if people really need to get to Halloween and stuff.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
should pause it. We have 2 people here that needs to go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I really do want to stay and play, but like, yeah.
Well, it's pre-Halloween night, so it's a special occasion.
Yes. Okay.
So
So
we're gonna pause.
that's okay. I'll just save this notepad that I had going of the battle, and we'll pick it up later. Smoke battle is what I should call this notepad. Smoke battle.
Yeah, and I'm gonna leave the hit points exactly where they are and not worry about that.
Alright, so thank you for being here, guys. It's nice to have all of you here for once. It's
Yes.
Yay!
a special occasion, as is Halloween. And so thank you for watching whether live or recorded. We will see everybody, hopefully, next time.
Bye.
Bye! Happy